Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Stars Cartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. The message I heard from God is WTube for Houston. The scripture comes from Isaiah 42:18 through 25. Hear you deaf, look you blind, and see. Baby, y'all know Houston is my city. 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 Y'all know your girls from Braeswood, West Up or Vest Up. Y'all already know. And just that saying in general, I already knew Houston was going to be on the docket. I know. Just that saying. I knew it. Just the song by Drake, Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. I knew eventually, Houston will be on the docket. Let's get into it. Hear you deaf, look you blind, and see. Who is blind but my servant, and deaf like the messenger I send? Who is blind like the one in covenant with me, blind like the servant of the Lord? You have seen many things, but you pay no attention. Your ears are open, but you do not listen. It pleased the Lord. It pleased the Lord for the sake of his righteousness to make his law great and glorious. But this is what people plundered and looted. All of them trapped in pits are hidden away in prisons. They have become plunder with no one to rescue them. They have been made loot with no one to say send them back. Which of you will listen to this or pay close attention in time to come? Who handed Jacob over to become loot and Israel to the plunderers? Was it not the Lord against whom we have sinned? For they would not allow his ways. They did not obey his law. So he poured out on them his burning anger, the violence of war. It enveloped them in flames. Yet they did not understand. It consumed them, but they did not take it to heart. Okay, so this is a message for Houston. Okay. Houston, H-Town, Screwston, Slabston. Hey, how y'all doing? Okay. This is a message for my hometown. Okay. Baby, God said he been putting his foot down on this city for years and years and years and years. And as someone who has lived through several hurricanes, floods, and all kinds of nonsense, I didn't told y'all the last time I was here when it flooded. The city was underwater. 50 feet of water. 50 feet of water. And for some, I was astonished at how this house didn't get, it had no damage. Like, the water, like it, all the houses on the street, and it's no shade, and I'm not trying to talk down on any of my neighbors or anything like that, but this is the truth. Every other house had damage except for this one. No water reached inside this house. We was in this house doing just fine. When the electricity went out, the backup generator cut on, we was good. But I'm just saying that, because a lot of people get scared, and I know that I do have a lot of people that live in Houston that watch my videos. So, when God is seeking judgment, sometimes he is coming in and he is going to destroy some things, and sometimes he is going to destroy certain areas. Certain people are going to get hit. In reality, the whole world is under judgment. God is seeking judgment on everywhere, every single place on this planet. If you would just cut on the news and watch, you will see that everywhere is under judgment. And in reality, Houston been under judgment for a minute. Houston is one of the cities that never sleeps. I remember me and my mom was riding and she was talking about this club. And she was like, I was on my way to work one day and I saw people still parked at that club and leaving out that club. And I said, Mama, you know good and well these strip clubs don't close until 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. That's the truth. Well, she didn't know that. I know that. Okay. Let me see my way out. Okay. But I know that strip clubs don't close. In Houston, if you really want to, you can party all day for 24 hours in Houston. It's places. I found some spots. You can leave one club and when they close, you go to the next one. Then they close and you go to the next spot. They close, you go to the next spot. I promise you can stay if you can stand and stay up for 24 hours, you can party from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. Okay? And keep going if you want. But baby, God says that he has been seeking judgment upon this his city over and over and over and over and over and over. And just in my lifetime alone, it's been so many storms, so many floods, so many just, you know, like it don't matter how much they improve certain areas of the city. It don't matter how much they do to try to make sure that things don't happen. It flood again, and you know, and it do it again and again and again and again. And God is saying he is not playing. Okay, he is not playing with y'all. He is not playing with y'all. He is not playing with y'all. He done had just about enough. They have become plunder with no one to rescue them. There have been, you know, and with this exact part of the scripture, God is reminding me about how, for those that don't know, Houston is a really bad area for trafficking. And it's dangerous. And y'all know I have already had my testimony. You know, I don't know how to link the videos at the top. I don't know how to do that. But I'm going to figure it out one day. Okay? But I have given my testimony, and where I have had several times where someone has tried to traffic me. But you know, I wasn't going for it, and certain people that know me wasn't going for it. But Houston is bad for that. You know, we have a whole street. It's several people that know about the street over yonder. I'm not even gonna call out the name of the street, but God is missing it. It's bad. 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 And I feel like it has become so bad. You know, that's why before I stopped going out a while ago. And, you know, I stopped going out because I realized that it wasn't safe to go out no more. Because that's how bad it has become. You know, it used to be where people, when they did that, when they got, you know, mixed in with that kind of lifestyle, they chose to get mixed in with that kind of lifestyle. But the way that Houston culture is, it's a whole culture around being a pimp. It's a whole culture around that. And to such an extent that there are men that will literally try to force women into a slavery. And it's modern day slavery. And it is sad. And, you know, it is gotten to a point, you know, that I feel like it's so sad that there are no, you know, very few programs. I'm not going to say there are no, because I donate to the shelter that helps women that are in that kind of situation. However, it's not a lot of programs to help them. It's not a lot of programs that are knowledgeable. You know, even if they end up in jail, you know, it's kind of like, they end up in, they even if they get in contact with the cop will take them to jail. They go to jail for a few days, then they get put back out. It's no real help, you know. It's nothing that's gonna help them out of that situation, you know. And I just feel like it's so bad here. It's real bad here. In fact, there was an article about a young lady that had came here. I think she was moving here. She came here to visit, and she ended up losing her life trying to get a job at a strip club down here. And it's bad. This the trafficking here is awful. It's awful. It's terrible. It's terrible. It is dangerous for a young woman to walk along in this city. If they don't know you. Sorry, y'all. My phone ringing. Like I tell you, I already told y'all. I come from the side of town. They don't know you. They may start spraying at your car. If they don't know you, if they don't know who you are, it's a problem. And I feel like this is a big reason as to why God is seeking judgment on this area. It's too much. And you know, God just sent me a message about sexual rendezvous. And, you know, this goes hand in hand with that, because it's everywhere. And I talked about this with, you know, with women that are seeking to be married, women that want to be in relationships, you want to have a husband, you got to be celibate, because it's literally everywhere, especially a girl like Houston is everywhere. They everywhere. They on every corner. regardless if they want to be there or not. But I feel like God is seeking judgment upon these men that's making women do something they don't want to do. Period. God says they have become plunder with no one to rescue them. They have been made loot and with no one to say, send them back. So it's even situations, you know, and I've seen this in movies and all kind of situations where young women will be put into that position and they will go to people for help. Some of them will go to their own families for help and their family won't help them. There are some women that end up in that situation because their own family are doing that to them. And you know, I'm being reminded of this movie I watched with this young girl. Her father started selling her. He was selling her, selling his own daughter, saying that she had to pay for her keeps or whatever kind of nonsense that he had going on. And her friend went and, you know, started doing like she was getting how she lived. Okay, I'm not gonna act like she was positive. She wasn't doing the same thing, but she was doing something else. And she came and she paid the $1 million for her friends. She asked him, how much is it going to cost for me to get her? She came and she paid him that money and she took her with her. And, you know, I'm just saying this to say it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. I like, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. You can't trust nobody. Your own friend. I've been in a situation where I was out with my friend and she tried to push me towards a dang pimp. And, you know, lucky for her and for me, I was, you know, a little, because that was back in the time when I drank from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep. And, you know, if I would have realized what she was doing at that moment, me and her would have been fighting. And I would have got the best. I would have drug her from all up and down the block. I'm not playing. That, you know, and it's just a situation where, you know, long story short, lo and behold, I'm not even trying to, you know, just drag this on. But, you know, this is something I'm passionate about because I feel like men are supposed to protect women. Men are supposed to be our providers and our protectors. And in this day and age, it is cool for these clowns to sit on YouTube and talk down on women. It's cool for these clowns to say that they have complete control over a woman. It's cool for them to watch a woman sell her body and take all the money from her and see her living her life in such a horrible way. It's cool for them to try to get a woman hooked on drugs and hooked on all kind of stuff and do all like they have so many different tactics to get a woman stuck there, you know, because it's one thing when you forcing somebody to do something that they don't want to do, it's hard to make them stay. You know, you can make them come, but you can't make them stay there. And the way that they get a lot of these girls to stay there, they get them hooked on drugs. They force them into having kids. And then when they have kids, they love their kids and they want to go back. I watched a movie about a girl. She had a daughter while she was being sold. And, you know, after she had paid her debts to the person, her madam, she was free. And, you know, I saw that she had got her own apartment and she was doing well. And then the madam called the officials on her to get her kicked out of the country. And when she got kicked out of the country, she didn't have her daughter with her anymore. And the whole time I was thinking, I don't see why she didn't take her daughter with her. Once that contract was done, that's what she should have did. She was focused on the wrong things. And, you know, I feel like that was a lesson in that movie. You know, at the same time, she was focused on the wrong things. Instead of her focusing herself on getting a job, getting her daughter, getting an apartment, and living her life the straight and narrow path, she was trying to figure out how she herself could become a madam. And that's not what's up. But anyways, it's just different tactics that people use. They will use woman's children against her in an attempt to force her to stay into this slavery and to being abused, okay, because it is abuse. In my own opinion, it is abuse because in reality, these women don't want to do this. In reality, they want to do other things. And I'm not saying that all of them are like that. There are some women that choose to be in that lifestyle. They choose to be doing that. They choose that. And that's all defined and dandy. If they choose that, they want to sin, it is still sin, period. But they are choosing that lifestyle. And it is a difference between somebody that chooses to do something and somebody who is being forced. Somebody who does not want to live that way. Somebody who wants better for themselves. Somebody that wants to strive for the best. And there is somebody standing over them, hanging a carrot over their head, telling them if they don't do this, this is going to happen. And, baby, it's everywhere. It's been situations where girls will go and, they want to go to the strip club. They want to be a stripper, or they want to, stripping is big in Houston. Houston is one of the stripping meccas. And that's what the pimps live there. Okay. So, going and being in that environment, going and being a dancer can easily get you sold into this. It's just so much going on. And I'm saying all this, and I feel like God has me going in depth to say that this is a big reason as to why he is seeking judgment upon Houston. He is sick of it. Sick of it, sick of it, sick of it. This is sin. It is evil. It is pure evil. It is pure evil. And lo and behold, these men are lazy. Lazy, trifling, and sorry. It is no reason that a grown man that is healthy and strong should be trying to rely on forcing a woman to sell herself as his main source of income. Especially in a city like Houston, where we got the port that they could work at, the ship channel, they got all these plants and all these places that these men can work. They could go and become a driver. They could do so many things with their life. And what they choose to do is force a woman that they should be protecting, but they want to force her to do something she don't want to do. And if she don't do it, they want to put their hands on her. God said he is seeking judgment upon Houston. Baby, prayers for Houston, okay? Baby, he poured out on them his burning anger, the violence of war. It enveloped them in flames, yet they did not understand. It consumed them, but they did not take it to heart. And God is saying that he has done this over and over again. He has been seeking punishment upon this city so many times. So many times we done got flooded out so bad that all the stores had to shut down. The strip clubs had to shut. Everything was shut down. Everything was going through this. Everything was going through that. But they still want to keep on with this nonsense. God say it's going to happen again. That's the message, That's the message. That is the message, baby. God says that there are some people that act like they deaf, they act like they blind, and they don't want to see that when these things happen, it's God seeking judgment upon this city. It's like everybody want to say, oh, it's Mother Nature. Oh, it's just normal. It is not normal for an entire city to be underwater 50 feet. It's not normal. It's not normal for houses to be underwater. It's not normal. That's God. God says they pay no attention. The ears are open, but they don't listen. It's so many. It's like the thing when everything happens, they just act like it's nothing. And that's why I said it floods here so much. Bad things happen here so much that it's got to a point to where people, they kind of don't pay it no mind, and they don't realize that it's God seeking judgment on the area. But that's the message, y'all. And I need to go ahead and order me some rain boots, okay? And a boat, okay? Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.